Hello dear student, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video we will see there are two kinds of bond that we will see. One is covalent and second one is ionic bond. And what are its characters, how they are been formed, so we will see in this video. So like the video and subscribe the channel for more updates. Very first understand that what is a bond. A bond, it is actually association of two atoms. Say suppose this A and it's a B. When there is an association of this A and B, there will be some bond between these two. Either it will be formed due to sharing of electrons or either it will be formed due to transfer of electrons. So depending on that, bonds are being classified. So first example, it is an covalent bond. Covalent bond is a chemical bond that involves the sharing of electron pair between the atoms, and it forms a molecule. See here, there are two kinds of atoms, so atom A and atom B, which has an unpaired valence electron. See this unpaired valence electron, so they will combine with each other and they will share with them, and once the sharing of an valence electron it takes place, it forms a molecule. That I have shown you that A and B, in between there is a bond, and this bond it has an electron pair now, and one electron it comes from an atom A and one electron it comes from atom B, and it forms a pair of electron, and this pair of electron formed due to sharing of an electron which forms a covalent molecule. So these are atoms, so two species when they combine it forms a molecule. There are two kinds of a covalent bond. So one is sigma bond. So sigma bonds are the strongest type of a covalent bond, and they are formed by head-on overlapping between two atomic orbitals. For an example, see there are four kinds of an orbitals. See these four kinds means S, P, D and F. So out of that we will see the examples of an S and P. See S, it is an oval in shape or round in shape. So there is one electron from 1s and one electron from 1s, and they will combine and it forms a molecule that is H2. Electronic configuration of an suppose hydrogen, it is atomic number of an hydrogen it is 1. So electronic configuration it will be 1s1, and if there is next one another atom that is hydrogen, and its also electronic configuration it is 1. And here these two electrons they will combine and they will share between the atoms and it forms a molecule. And remember that when the electron pair it is been shared, it should be of an opposite spin. It should be of an opposite spin. Both the electrons should be an opposite spin, then only it will combine. So such kind of an overlap is said to be an sigma overlap, and it forms a sigma bond. And this overlap it is head-to-head overlap, means it is at the axis, it is at the center. Right? It is at the center or it is at the axis, head-to-head overlap. And when there is combination of an 1s orbital and next of an p orbital, see this molecule that is HF, hydrogen fluoride, and the last as fluorine it has a valency only 1, so there is one electron in the p and one electron in the 1s of an H, so they will combine, and this overlap it is again head-to-head overlap. It is head-to-head overlap means it is at the center. So that is the difference between sigma and pi. When it is at center, it is said to be an sigma bond. So there can be an pp overlap, but this pp overlap again it should be head-to-head. Usually we see the orbitals p in this way, but that when the overlap it is beyond the center or below the axis or above the axis, it forms an pp overlap, but it forms an pi bond. It does not form an sigma bond. So sigma bond it is formed due to an axial overlap. Now next covalent type it is pi bond. Again it is formed due to sharing of an electrons, and covalents are chemical bonds where two lobes of an orbital, one atom overlap two lobes of an orbital to another atom. This overlap occurs laterally. This is the weak bond. Say suppose this is a molecule, and when the orbitals pp orbitals, they will overlap. So one electron from an p, one electron from an this p, and one electron from this p, when they will combine and they forms a bond, and this bond is said to be an pi bond. Now what to remember in this case? See, pi bonds are always weak. Suppose say this, it is a carbon carbon double bond, and carbon as it has an 4 valence electrons, so the valency of carbon, it is 4, and the bond between this carbon and carbon, one is sigma and second one is pi. So always remember that when there are 3 bonds, in case of an acetyl halide 3, so out of that 2 are pi and 1 is sigma. When there is only carbon carbon bond, in case of in this ethane molecule, there is only a single bond, it means that it is a sigma bond. So sigma is strong and pi is weak. Suppose this is an example like C double bond O. Here are 2 lone pair of electrons on an oxygen, and I will write here molecule, suppose say it's an, this is the carbon carbonyl carbon, and it is having oxygen in front. So when any atom, when this bond between this 2 atom, when it breaks, so it will always break towards an electronegative atom, and the bond which breaks, it is always an pi, it is not an sigma. So wherever there is a double bond, the bond which breaks, it will be always pi, it will be not an sigma. Sigma also it breaks, but it requires a higher amount of energy. But by chance, wherever it is an pi, so always pi bond will break first, and then later on, depending on what kind of a reaction it is, pi may sigma may also broke. But pi always it breaks, and we get a molecule that is suppose this CH2 and oxygen, and here it will be an electron pair. Here there were only 2 electron pairs on an oxygen, but now here there are 3 electron pairs on an oxygen, because the bond has broke and the electrons has been transferred on an oxygen. And this overlap, it is always an overlap which is lateral one, which is beyond the axis. It is not at the center. When it is at the center, see this, when it is at the center, it will become a sigma. When it is an laterally, it becomes an pi. That is the difference between sigma and pi. Now the last bond, that is ionic bond. Ionic bond is the complete transfer of valence electron between 2 atoms. It is a type of chemical bond that generates 2 oppositely charged ions. In ionic bond, the metal loses its electron to become a positively charged cation, whereas the non-metal accepts the electron, those electrons to become a negatively charged anion. See, this happens in case of that metal, it will lose its electron pair, electron towards an p, and when it loses an electron, it itself it becomes a deficient, and b itself it becomes an rich. So very famous example, that is sodium chloride. Formation of an sodium chloride, it's an ionic bond. So sodium here it is a metal, while chloride it is a non-metal in this molecule. Hope you have understood the video. If you are having any doubts, you can comment me in a comment box. Surely I will answer your question. Thank you for watching the video.